Hello, I'm going to demonstrate the principle of the conservation of energy. Here I have a number of objects, and I could take a ball here and talk about the energetics of the ball. As I do work on the ball to lift it up to a certain height, I've increased its potential energy. Now that it has that energy, it'll be converted to kinetic energy as the ball falls down, and then back to potential energy again as it rises back up. Now, we notice that with most objects, they lose a little bit of their energy. Where does that energy loss show up? That's loss in quotes. Well, it shows up as heat and deformation of the ball. So some of the energy that the ball had as it strikes a table gets converted into internal vibration of the molecules and deformation of the molecules, and that's where the energy ends up, the energy that gets lost. So we can quantify that here by letting the ball drop from a certain height here, say 100 centimeters. And we notice that that ball comes up to about 60 centimeters. So it has retained 60% of its energy that, as a result of the collision with the table. And it has lost about 40% of its energy into heat and deformation. We do that with another ball. Here's a ping pong ball. We'll try the same experiment with a ping pong ball, dropping it from a height of 100 centimeters. This ping pong ball comes up to about 70 centimeters. It retains 70% of its energy and loses about 30% of its energy into heat and deformation. Here's another ball, dropping it from the same height. It has certain energy equal to its weight times its height. And as that ball drops, it only comes up to about 10 centimeters. So it loses 90% of its energy into heat and deformation. Now here's another type of a ball. Maybe you wouldn't call it a ball, but it's like a ball. I drop this object from a height of 100 centimeters, and we notice that it doesn't bounce up at all, but all of its energy goes into vibration, heat, and deformation. So that it loses 100% of its mechanical energy into internal energy. Now I have here a couple of balls. They look similar, but I can show you that there's a difference here. When I drop these two balls, each from a height of about 100 centimeters, one ball comes up to about 75 centimeters, the other ball stays on the table, indicating that it depends on the type of surface, the type of ball, how much energy gets converted into heat and deformation. Conservation of energy.